Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are going to take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating parts of the BRP Antonio Luna FF-151, its torpedo tubes and surface-to-air missile systems. These may sound like just a couple of technical details, but in fact, they represent the real teeth of the ship when it comes to modern naval warfare. In this video, I'll walk you through how these weapons work, why they matter, the kind of missions they are built for, and what upgrades may come in the future. Stick around until the end, because I'll also share some interesting comparisons with other ships in the region, and what the future holds for this frigate. So let's start with the torpedoes. The BRP Antonio Luna carries two 324mm torpedo tubes. Now, if you're not familiar with naval weapons, let me break it down simply. A torpedo is like an underwater missile. Instead of flying through the air like a rocket, it travels beneath the surface of the sea. Its purpose is to hunt submarines or even damage surface ships if necessary. At 324mm, or roughly 12.7 inches in diameter, the torpedoes used here are lightweight but very precise. They are part of the ship's anti-submarine warfare package, which makes perfect sense because submarines are one of the most dangerous threats to any navy. Unlike planes or surface ships, submarines can sneak up silently, hide beneath layers of water, and attack without warning. That's why frigates like the Antonio Luna must be ready with specialized weapons to deal with them. The torpedo tubes on this ship are designed to launch weapons quickly and reliably. Typically, they fire anti-submarine torpedoes such as the K-745 Blue Shark, which is a South Korean lightweight torpedo widely used in the region. The Blue Shark can travel fast underwater, track its target, and deliver a warhead powerful enough to disable a submarine. Imagine a cat-and-mouse game, where the submarine tries to sneak in quietly, but the frigate uses its sonar to detect it, and then responds by launching one of these fast-moving underwater hunters. That is how the system works in real scenarios. Now, let's move to the ship's surface-to-air missiles, also known as SAMs. The Antonio Luna is fitted with two SIMBAD-RC short-range SAM launchers. The SIMBAD-RC system is essentially a remote-controlled launcher for Mistral missiles. Each launcher holds two ready-to-fire missiles. The Mistral is a heat-seeking missile designed to hit incoming aircraft, drones, or even sea-skimming anti-ship missiles. Think of it as the close-in bodyguard of the ship. While the frigate does have guns and sensors, the SAM system adds a crucial layer of air defense. The interesting thing about the SIMBAD-RC is that it is remote-controlled, which means the crew doesn't have to stand outside and manually aim the weapon. Instead, it can be operated from inside the ship, keeping sailors safe from exposure while still being able to respond rapidly to incoming threats. Its short-range nature makes it a last line of defense against sudden air attacks, giving the ship just a few seconds to detect, lock, and destroy an incoming missile or aircraft. However, while the current setup is useful, it is not the final vision for the ship. The design of the José Rizal-class frigates, which includes BRP Antonio Luna, has room for future upgrades. One of the most exciting potential upgrades is the installation of an 8-cell vertical launch system, or VLS. For anyone new to the term, a VLS is a grid of vertical missile tubes built into the deck of a warship. Instead of having just two launchers with limited missiles, a VLS can carry a wide variety of missiles, surface-to-air, anti-ship, or even land attack missiles, all stored below deck and launched straight upward when needed. If and when the VLS is installed on Antonio Luna, it would significantly boost the ship's firepower. For example, it could carry longer-range SAMs, giving the frigate the ability to defend not only itself but also other ships in its fleet. That would transform it from a basic self-defense platform into a much stronger asset for regional defense and allied operations. It's like the difference between having a handgun for protection versus having a full arsenal ready for multiple scenarios. So why does all this matter? Modern naval warfare is no longer just about who has the biggest ship or the largest gun. It's about who can detect, react, and neutralize threats quickly. Submarines are quiet hunters, drones and missiles are fast attackers, and air power dominates the battlefield. A frigate like the Antonio Luna must be able to defend itself from all directions, above, below, and at the surface. Its torpedoes take care of underwater threats. Its SAMs deal with aerial dangers. And in the future, A VLS would allow it to extend its protection umbrella even further. If we look at regional comparisons, many neighboring navies are upgrading their frigates with VLS systems and advanced missile packages. For example, South Korea, Japan, and Singapore all operate frigates with medium to long-range missile systems. By eventually upgrading Antonio Luna with a VLS, the Philippine Navy would not only close the gap but also add much-needed deterrence in contested waters such as the South China Sea. This upgrade would show both allies and potential adversaries that the Philippines is serious about protecting its maritime domain. Now, let's think about the human factor for a moment. Imagine you are part of the crew. You are on watch duty, and the radar suddenly shows a possible incoming aircraft moving suspiciously close. The alarm goes off, and within seconds, the remote console operator is already aiming the SIMBAD-RC. A missile locks onto the target, fires, and speeds through the air at twice the speed of sound. Just like that, a potential threat is neutralized. In the same way, picture the sonar detecting a submarine moving quietly a few nautical miles away. Orders are given, the torpedo tube is prepared, and the weapon launches into the sea, racing toward its underwater target. These are the real-life scenarios for which the crew constantly trains. Of course, these weapons are not meant to start wars but to prevent them. The mere presence of a ship like BRP Antonio Luna, armed with torpedoes and SAMs, signals that the Philippines has the tools to defend its waters. It gives confidence to the crew, strengthens alliances, and deters hostile actions. That's the silent but powerful role of naval firepower. To wrap this up, the BRP Antonio Luna's two 324mm torpedo tubes and two SIMBAD-RC short-range SAMs may sound like small pieces of equipment, but they represent the backbone of the ship's defense system. They are the weapons that allow the frigate to survive in a modern battlefield filled with submarines, aircraft, drones, and missiles. And with the possibility of a future vertical launch system, the ship's firepower could grow dramatically, ensuring that it remains relevant and capable for years to come. So, the next time you see a frigate like the Antonio Luna sailing on the horizon, remember, behind the sleek lines and the national flag flying proudly, there are these hidden systems ready to defend the ship, the crew, and the nation's maritime interests. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more naval history and defense technology content, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and see you in the next video.